Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in to Rubber Ramada Room. I am Sheila. I am your host. Hey, Cindy. I have no clue if anybody was going to show up or not, and I just figured, what the hell? I'm going to run with it. I'm here. So, I hope everybody has had a wonderful day. I have been looking into this and following it for a few days now. This is a case in it. The lady is from Porter, Texas, which is outside of Montgomery County. And she went to Angleton, which is a little drive. It's not very far, 45 minutes to an hour away, where she was at a gas station and called the police and told them that she had shot her children. Um, and there's more to it. There's more to the story that has come out in the last 24 hours, which, as I was putting this together, I was kind of surprised that more information has come out. So we're going to start with, who is Oninda Romelus? She is charged in shooting. What we know so far is 31-year-old Oninda Romelus has been charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She called 911 around 4:45 a.m. Saturday, told them to come to her location in Angleton. She was at a gas station, is where she was. She was at a gas station, and she had put $56 worth of gas in her car. I don't know where she thought she was going, not very far. While she was there waiting on the officer, she put the gas in her car. Sheriff's office said 4 children had been shot. Romulus' 13-year-old son and 3-year-old daughters had died from their gunshot wounds. Her 8-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter, who were also shot and airlifted to Houston area hospital, and they are expected to recover. She was arrested and charged, and she's being held on a $14 million bond. Um, so I put a few of the videos together for us to watch and kind of get a rundown on this case, because this is going to end up being very interesting, I think, because there's obviously mental health involved, in my opinion. So I'm going to play a few of these videos, and then we'll get into another article. She was also on a popular TV show, and I have a short clip of that.
Brazoria County, where deputies say 2 children were killed and 2 others critically hurt after a shooting near Angleton. The sheriff's office is calling it a tragic scene as investigators work to figure out what led up to it. Our Michelle Choi just arrived to the scene just moments ago. Michelle, what have investigators...
Before we ever get started, I'm going to throw out my trigger warning. And we will start with that.
Investigators been able to share with you so far?
Hey there, Well, right now we're just off of Highway 288B here in Angleton, where behind me you can see a very heavy law enforcement presence this morning. It appears deputies have this Shell gas station as well as the parking lot area completely blocked off with crime scene tape. Right now, we don't have a lot of info. However, deputies do confirm this is the same area tied to that heartbreaking shooting that's left 2 children dead and 2 others fighting to survive. As I mentioned, information is very limited, but here is what we know so far. The Brazoria County Sheriff's Office says they got the call just after 5 a.m. When deputies arrived, they found 4 children had been shot. 2 of them, just 13 and 4 years old, did not make it. 2 others, ages 8 and 9, were airlifted by life flight in critical condition. Deputies say everyone believed to be involved has been detained, and there is no ongoing threat to the public. Right now, as you can see, investigators are still collecting evidence and working to piece together what happened. Earlier, the sheriff's office did post a short statement on their Facebook page calling this situation a tragedy, saying their thoughts and prayers are with the family and everyone affected. Now, at this point, deputies haven't said where exactly the shooting took place, what time it unfolded, what led up to the gunfire, or how the children are connected. But as you might imagine, investigators are expected to be here for the next several.
Okay, so she has a history. She was on paternity court. I will play a brief clip of this just to kind of get a little feel for who Oninda is. This is her speaking to the court. A lot of drama. So she has drama surrounding her. I will fast forward. Just the other guy is not the father either. So she didn't know who the father was. Neither one of these guys that she took on paternity court surrounded all this drama around her poor children. All I can think about is the children. I think that's what got me so fired up about it. And then when I found this, made me even more angry. So not only that, she is now involved her children with their children's name out there on a TV show for paternity that ended up neither one of them are the father. So drama all around her. So with that, we'll get back to what is currently happening. This was the press conference. It is 10 minutes long. I will let it play most of the way through without very many interruptions.
Unimaginable tragedy.
Hang on, let me boost the volume a little bit.
This event has shaken our community, and we are all feeling the loss. While this remains an active investigation, I do want to share what details with you that I can at this point. Evidence indicates that the driver of the vehicle identifies as a 31-year-old Oninda Romelus. She's the mother of the 4 children involved. All 4 children have sustained gunshot wounds. Sadly, a 13-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl did not survive. We are thankful to report that an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl are now in stable condition. We believe that the evidence shows that this tragedy has occurred inside of the vehicle and that Romulus, the mother of the children, is a shooter. At 4:48 a.m. yesterday, Romulus called the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office. When deputies arrived, they immediately began providing life-saving measures to each children until medical help could arrive. The 2 surviving children were life-flighted into a Houston area hospital where they remain in stable condition. Romulus was later arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
I will put in there, I think she's at a $14 million bond is what is set currently. I think it's 14 million.
Assault with a deadly weapon, with a total bond set at $14 million.
Oh, shut up, Sheila.
Romulus is a current resident of the Montgomery County here in Texas, where Sheriff Wesley Doolittle is the sheriff there of Montgomery County, and he is here with us today. His office has assisted us with investigative tasks that have taken place there in Montgomery County. Our investigators, along with responding agencies, continue to collect and analyze evidence in this case in this ongoing investigation. I also want to thank the people of Brazoria County and our surrounding communities. The prayers, the messages and support shown for these children, and also for the first responders involved in this mean more to us than what words can express. It is impossible to make sense of a senseless tragedy like this, but we will do everything we can to seek justice for these children. I will now open this up for a few questions. However, before I do want to be clear that there are still many details that cannot be released at this point. Okay, so you have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering if you happen to know exactly the location where the shooting took place.
Again, this is.
We will stop and have that conversation. Isn't that funny? Because Donna Adelson was on a show. Lori Vallow was on a show. Any other things Any other things? Any other people we can think of that have been on these game shows and TV shows and obviously have ended up down the wrong path, you know? I think it was changed to attempted murder and 2 counts of murder. I'm not sure. Sarah Boone, there you go. See, and anybody on the replay crew that knows this, put comments down below because I'd like to know if y'all know any more than what we're throwing out here because this is just off the top of my head. Never even thought. Cindy, I gave up watching TV too, girl. I gave up watching TV. I just keep my YouTube premium and forget television. And the only reason I know, because I'm so into all these murders and all this crazy stuff. And I know she's right. Sarah Boone was on Donna Adelson and Lori Vallow. So, hey, Ava, welcome in, hun. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Lola, stop. Okay.
That is part of the ongoing investigation that we're still looking into. So
he's not going to tell us a lot right through here, I don't think.
I know we're not able to release a lot of information at this point. There's a lot of things that we can't speculate on as part of a criminal matter, but I just really appreciate you being down here. If you'd like, I'd be able to answer any of your questions and I'll make sure to get that stuff in our release.
One question.
Yes.
What can you share with us today that we didn't know yesterday?
Okay, so she's putting together questions for the release. So we're going to flip over here. And all these links are in the description block. Words are hard tonight. The description box. Yeah, we don't even watch regular TV. Lola, stop. Get down. Here, take the napkin. Here, take it. Take it. Okay, take it. Ava wants a napkin. Oh, there you go. Ruby Frankie. She had a YouTube channel and she was all that in her bag of chips, you know. So okay, I filmed this. I do not know, but I've put it in the description box, but I will also drop it in the chat. I found this quite interesting. This is a little more, somebody has put together a stream a little bit better than I have that gives us a little more insight that has obviously gotten hold of Oninda's Instagram or Facebook or something. So I want to play this.
Here in this Porter community now, but neighbors I spoke to tell me it was a much different scene on Saturday morning with investigators collecting evidence from this house believed to be where 31-year-old Oninda Romelus was living with her 4 kids.
this event has shaken our community.
Brazoria County Sheriff Bo Stallman held a press conference on Sunday afternoon telling reporters the suspect that left 3-year-old Amari and a 13-year-old boy, as well as an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl injured, is the kid's mother.
And I have dropped their link in the chat.
This photo right here was taken many years ago of Oninda Romelus when she was 19 years of age, taking 2 people to court to determine paternity of her 18-month-old son at the time. When the results were revealed, it would determine that both men were not the father. As embarrassing as it was that she didn't know who the father of her child was, it was even more heartbreaking for her when she found out that both of them did not father her kid. Despite that, many years would pass, and she would end up again back on national television, involving that same son plus 3 other kids that she had later on in life. But this time, it wasn't about any paternity. It was about a cold-blooded unaliving. When you think about a person who loves the finer things in life, Oninda Romelus, whom many call Nina, was that person. After having her son at the young age of 17, she was working her way up to the top. Not only was she a CNA, but she was a business owner. And for many years, she was the go-to person.
Not only was she a CNA, she was a business owner. She had smarts, obviously. If she had a CNA, you know, and owned a bit, what went wrong? What went wrong?
To get your tax prepared. Before moving to Texas just a few months back, she was living in Georgia, and that's where she started to build her empire, buying commercial space to rent out and also creating a boutique. She truly loved the finer things in life and liked to buy expensive luxury things. After having her first two children, who are now 13 and 9, she would end up in a relationship with Tavoria Chappelle, and together they would have two more kids, an 8-year-old son, and their last child, their 3-year-old daughter, Amara. However, Tavorius didn't get to spend a lot of time with his children because on July 15, 2022, he was booked in.
And keep in mind, it was the 13-year-old that's life was taken. It was the 13-year-old and the 3-year-old. Yes, a 13-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter. So keep that in mind. And I'll back that up.
Tavoria Chappelle, and together they would have two more kids, an 8-year-old son, and their last child, their 3-year-old daughter, Amara.
Okay, so that 3-year-old is the one who is now deceased. And the boy that was in the paternity situation is also deceased.
However, Tavorius didn't get to spend a lot of time with his children because on July 15, 2022, he was booked into jail in Georgia for an alleged murder that he committed on June 14, 2022. So Nina was back to being a single mom, and she stayed in Georgia just a few more years before deciding to move to Texas in the beginning of 2025.
The kids were driving me crazy, so I decided to get up and go to happy hour to finish working. Of course, I had to find my matching bag to match my shoes. I don't know, it's just something that I cannot just go without. So yeah, now I'm making up my bed because when you get up, you're supposed to make your bed up because when I get back home, I just want to take a shower and lay in my bed. Now I'm picking my favorite fragrance of the day. Getting me some glasses because my lashes missing, my keys, my purse. Oh, FedEx came. Gotta take my vitamins. Okay, of course, I gotta, keep my little lips popping or whatever. FedEx dropped off the package. Here I am shipping off my mom's gift. Now I ended up at Domain happy hour.
Just months.
She is a shopper and she does like the expensive things, obviously. She's going to read this to you. This past week, the devil has, and this was December 3rd, 2024. So this was not even a year ago. The past week, devil sent his minions to irritate and annoy me. I'm just glad I ignored them because the way I'm heading is jail or hell. Thankful I've made it this far. Yes. She was social media too. Yep.
Prior to moving to Texas, she would write a post that said, "This past week, the devil had sent his minions to irritate and annoy me. I'm just glad I ignored them because the way I'm headed is jail or hell. Thankful I made it this far." Now it appears that something heavy was going on to make her feel she wasn't headed in the right direction in life. And maybe a move to Texas was going to be just what she needed. But no one ever foresaw what would end up taking place just months down the line. This was the last Instagram post that she made in September.
This is the last post. Drink your water. Stay away. I'm not reading the rest of that. Y'all can read it yourselves.
Saying that 2025 has been hella weird. And then on TikTok, this was a post she made in September of 2025 as well. And that post read, "This Sunday dinner was different. I didn't have much energy. I felt all over the place, but as a mother, I still had to get it together." From what I gathered, she appeared to be a really great mom who kept her kids together and gave them a great life.
So I had to visit the Apple
Oh, that was loud. Sorry. I can turn that down. I don't know why that volume jumped
store
up like
today
that.
to get Boo Boo's iPad repaired. I could not stop without looking at the HomePod, so I got me a new one to replace Moore's iPad. So here I am at Pandora, getting Kylie her first charm bracelet to start. Couldn't stop without getting my girl something. Now I had to get me a bobo tea, so good. Now I had to go home and start cooking dinner. So I made meatloaf, Salisbury steak, dressing, mac and cheese, cabbage, and candy yams. And yeah, it was really that motherfucking good. Like I put my motherfucking foot in it. So you see my girl, very much happy, very much queen energy, princess energy. Of course, got my girls their pedicures and manicures. Amore went with the kitty combo. Of course, I enjoyed my wine. See, they're doing her manicure before they do her.
Seeing this and knowing she liked the finer things in life, seeing her treating her little girl like this. So was this for show? Was this for exploitation of your child, showing, oh, I've got a cute kid, send me money? I mean, I just think of all the people out there right now with all this internet fame and stuff like that, and it makes me wonder. It just really makes me wonder.
Nails, of course. Yes, nail only for the girl.
Wait, what did that say?
But they do her nails, of course.
Please tell y'all sons to go get a job, because my girl's not going for anything lesser than princess treatment. Okay. I think she had a lot deeper issues, Cindy.
Yes, nail only for the girls because they finish so quickly.
According to people who knew her well, she was intelligent, hardworking, very determined, educated, and just was inspiring all around. So, what changed in her life to make her commit an act that she could never take back? Tragedy began to unfold around 4:48 a.m. on Saturday, October 4th, 2025. That is when 31-year-old Orinda Romelus would call 911 asking deputies to meet her at a gas station near Highway 288B in Angleton, Texas. Inside
It's Angleton, Texas. I don't mean to correct her. It's Angleton.
the vehicle with the mother was her 13-year-old son, Acario, her 9-year-old daughter, Kylie, another son that was 8, and her 3-year-old daughter, Amara. When deputies arrived at the gas station, they saw her white car at the pump. Surveillance video would show that she pumped $56 worth of gas into her car before they decided to approach. Once they got up to the car, authorities would find 13-year-old Acario lifeless in the passenger seat, and the other 3 children were suffering from gunshot wounds in the back seat. When Nina was questioned, investigators said she was alert and aware, but wasn't making any sense. During an interview inside of the jail, Nina appeared paranoid about her surroundings and repeatedly looked towards the door. Investigators said she initially told them she couldn't talk about it. Then she said, instead of them doing it to me, I'm going to do it to them. When investigator asked, do what? She responded, unalive them all. When asked why again she called 911, she insisted she did not call 911, but she called the devil.
She has insisted that, oh, good pause, Sheila, right there on her. I believe I'm not sure if this was the day of or this is her previous mugshot. She was arrested in April or August of 2024 for drug possession. So I'm not sure if this was that mugshot or her current one. I haven't been able to get in there and look. I wanted to see if I could get the court documents on this, but I haven't been able to. I've been looking though.
Records would
And yeah, she said she didn't call 911. She called the devil. She doesn't know who she talked to, but she called the devil. She didn't call 911.
indicate she repeatedly stated that she was ready to work, a remark the detective said did not make any sense in the context.
Missouri County authorities say 31-year-old Oninda Romelus her 4 children in her white sedan before pulling over to a gas station on Highway 288 in Angleton. 2 of the kids and 2 others are recovering tonight.
James Chappelle lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and tells me 2 of the kids found inside a car in Angleton on Saturday are his grandchildren. One of them is 3-year-old Amari Chappelle, who lost her life.
When questioned about her children's whereabouts, she reportedly told deputies they were with the devil, adding, they're gone, and because you can't take me without me taking you. She later said her children were unalive to her, according to the document. This whole situation unfolding definitely does not make any sense to those who knew her well, and some would leave messages on her social media. One person wrote, I love you. Another person said, I know you cuz God's going to see you through this. Fake news. It's more to the story. I wish I could talk to you, man.
Nothing irritates me more than hearing the word fake news. I hate it when they want to use the word fake news in this concept. It's obviously there's something wrong. It's not that it's fake news. It's there's more problems within. that word just that phrase bothers me. And Cindy, you may rewrite. We've seen a lot of trials here lately and things been going on with schizophrenia issues. So it's a possibility.
I am so mad right now. Another loved one said, I love you, sis, and I pray you overcome this pain. Hashtag free Nina. So it appears something deeper definitely was going on, and this was definitely out of character for Nina. But whatever took place, 4 children were shot and 2 children are unalive.
The video Saturday evening of investigators going in and out of Romelus's home. They were there for around 12 hours appearing to collect evidence. They also towed away a car from the driveway. Neighbors tell us Romelus lived only at this house for about a few months. Many had not interacted with her at all. Residents are feeling uneasy after learning Romelus is accused of her 4 children and 2 of them. One neighbor who says they often saw Romelus's children calls this shooting a terrible tragedy.
Gratefully, the authorities did state they were able to speak with the other 2 children that are in the hospital, and they are cooperating. So hopefully, they'll give more details of what took place that fatal day. However, no matter where the investigation leads, there are 2 children who are forever gone, and their lives matter, and they should still be here. And then you have 2 other children whose lives have been forever altered, and this will stay with them forever, and it shouldn't be the case. My thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved, to the extended family, loved ones, and the community who had to deal with something so tragic. Also, please don't forget to let me know your thoughts. And don't forget.
Okay. So, I'm not sure. There's more to the story. There is more to the story. So they went and, well, they were thought that there was another child, a 17-year-old, and they went to the home and to see if they could find this other child. That supposedly there was this 5th child. It ended up not being true from everything I've read. There was no 5th child. But when they went to the house to look for this 5th child, they had to get a search warrant and go into the house, and they seized a bunch of words are hard, Sheila, electronics and stuff. What they found at Romelus's home. Investigators went into Romelus Porter home as part of an initial search warrant, which was issued with the intent to find another one of Romelus's children, a 17-year-old boy who was not with Romulus when the shooting happened. They broke down the door of the home, but the teenager was not inside. It remains unclear where he is right now. During the initial search, multiple items, including electronics and ammunition, were seized from the home, according to the search warrant. One of the detectives noticed a large number of Social Security cards and other documents that gave suspicion of more criminal activity. But it was outside of the scope of the original warrant. Follow-up search warrant was issued, at which time detectives seized 33 Social Security cards, 48 identification cards, and 16 credit cards, along with other items. The search warrant says detectives saw the Social Security cards, Social Security and identification cards, had identifications of numerous different individuals. Some of the identification cards had Romulus's photo on them, but the names were to different people. Many of the Social Security cards and treasury checks have been issued to Romulus's address, but had other people's names on them. Multiple shipping labels, phones, computers, laptops, printers, and other devices were used in the course of creating these fraudulent pieces of identifying information were also found in the home, according to the warrant. I want that search. I want documents. I need somebody to help me get documents. So here we are thinking she's living this lavish lifestyle, being a CNA or whatever, this boutique that she talked about. What the hell? Okay, so here, channel 2, my local channel, is going to break it down what I just read. So here we go.
Investigators seized from the home of Oninda Romelus, the mother charged with shooting her 4 children, killing 2 of them.
KHOU 11 investigates obtained the search warrant, which reveals evidence of a criminal identity theft operation. Investigative reporter Jeremy Rogowski joins us with details on this latest development. Jeremy.
Ron and Sherman, after investigators found Romelus and her 4 children at a gas station in Brazoria County early Saturday morning, they initially thought there might be a 5th child unaccounted for. So they searched her home in Porter, Montgomery County, more than an hour north. Searching this home in Porter Saturday, Montgomery and Brazoria County Sheriff's detectives found evidence of criminal activity unrelated to the child shootings. They seized dozens of Social Security cards, credit cards, and identification cards. Some identification cards had photographs of Oninda Romelus with names of different individuals, the search warrant affidavit says. The counterfeit identification documents were in various states of manufacture, bearing different names, states, and photographs. The search warrant also shows they seized this Tesla in the driveway to analyze its onboard video surveillance system. And investigators reviewed a neighbor's security camera, which captured the mother's vehicle leaving Porter about 2:39 Saturday morning.
We need multiple ambulances.
They say Romelus called 911 about 2 hours later from this Brazoria County gas station, where they found her 4 kids with gunshot wounds, 2 of them dead. Now, in court documents, Ramos allegedly told investigators that she didn't call 911, that in fact she called, quote, the devil. And when asked why she called, Ramos allegedly answered, instead of them doing it to me, I'm going to do it to them, kill them all. As for that initial belief, there was a 5th child. A source tells me that turned out not to be the case.
Yes, another Tesla. It was the first thing that came to my mind like that when I heard that was a Tesla. I was like, oh, David. You know, I mean, it was just an immediate jump in thought. So with that, I want to end on this, which is pictures of the children. She is in it. I'm not, you know, it is what it is. But I wanted to end on these few pictures of the children, the beloved children that are now forever traumatized, the ones that are alive. So this little girl is deceased. The older boy is in the hospital. This is an older picture. Whoop, sorry about that. The back one. And I believe this is the 3rd boy. So she was pregnant with the baby at the time. This older one right here is one that she took his life. These 2 were shot. This was the, I think, 7 and 8 year old, and they are currently 7 and 8, and they are in the hospital. And she is pregnant at this picture with the now 3-year-old who is deceased. So with that, horrible story, but I definitely want to keep tabs on it. Like I said, it's fluid because yesterday they didn't have all the search warrant stuff and they didn't have all the information about all the fraud, the identity fraud and stuff that's going on. So, yeah, I intend to follow this case very closely. Like I said, it's not far from me. And with that, meat is still loose from when I was with Hio earlier on Hio's stream. So I still am trying to get the crazy horn dog back inside. You know, that's what I was thinking too, is she's going to claim an insanity. She's obviously has a lot going on. She has been through a lot. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. You know, we'll have to wait and see what happens. So with that, I'm going to go and try to find my crazy meat. I just want to get this stream in there, and it is on Rubber Mata. So any of y'all out there on the replay crew, be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like the stream. If you don't, it's okay. You can give me a thumbs down too. I'm still new at all this, so I want y'all to have a great rest of your night. You are special. You are loved. Until tomorrow, I will see you later. Peace. Rubber out.